Hi folks. So I want to begin this teaching by going back to the looking at the diary and looking at the conversion of England and its connection with the diary. And I'm using this document, the diary exhibition, which will be available at Westminster when we do the diary tour there. And don't forget the diary tour in Westminster, Thursday, March the 21st to Sunday, April the 3rd, 2022, as it stands. Please God, the COVID problem doesn't get in the way of that. So, in St. Gregory's Seminary of Seville, there was a painting of Our Lady with arms outstretched over the heads of English seminarians with a Latin inscription, Anglia Dos Maria. At the base of that picture, there's a further Latin inscription which reads this, and this is very important. Okay, Britain, once converted, was the first one to give the sceptre to Our Lady's son, and from there on England has been known as the Dowry of Mary. Thus we give back the gift, Holy Mother, and pray to defend mercifully and with justice all those who are trying to recover it. The painting now hangs in the Royal Academy of Medicine in Seville. Okay, so go back to the first sentence there. Britain, once converted, was the first one to give the sceptre to Our Lady's son. In an earlier video I mentioned about how St. Edmund, King of East Anglia, was probably the first one to do this, and he is depicted as giving or holding a sceptre and giving it to Our Lady, the sceptre of his kingship. So Britain, once converted, the first one to give the sceptre to Our Lady's son. When was Britain converted? This often comes as a surprise to people because we often see our nation as being Protestant, but we have a rich Catholic heritage, which I keep going on about, and I will keep going on about, because we need to recognise the incredible heritage of this nation that was robbed, and it's going to be given back. Our Lady is going to restore it. Slight digression now because of my use of the word restore. So the Holy Spirit brings these things in. In the 1800s, Bishop Ullathorne of Birmingham visited the Curé of Ars in France. And in his visit to him, he was lamenting the state of the Church of England. The Church in England, the Catholic Church. And the curé said to him, Monsieur, do you not know that God is going to restore your nation's ancient splendour? Do you not know that God is going to restore your nation's ancient splendour? What is the ancient splendour? Now, it's really, really important we get to grips with this, because if we don't know what was taken, we won't recognise what is being offered back. We won't look for the restoration if we don't know what it looked like before it was destroyed. To restore something, you need to know what the original thing looks like. It's logical, right? It's logical. To restore something, you need to know what the original looks like. What you have in this country at the moment, and has been the case for centuries now, is not what was here just over 1,000 years ago. It's far, far removed. I'll give you an example. In East Anglia, 1,000 years ago, there were 2,500 Catholic parishes. In England, the whole of England, from the Scottish borders down to Land's End, there are less than 2,500 Catholic parishes. If you take the 2,500, if you think that East Anglia itself had 2,500 Catholic parishes, and then you think, okay, well, let's imagine that, for argument's sake, there were 20 dioceses in England at that time, or in Britain. You have to multiply the 2,500 by 20 to figure out how many Catholics or how many parishes there were in this country. A Catholic church in every town, village, and many Catholic parishes in cities. The place was littered with Catholic parishes. Okay, now I'm going to pause there. I'm going to stop right there because I can see the video's gone on for 6 minutes now, and I like to keep the video short and snappy. So we're going to continue with this in the next video. So Restoration Part 2 coming next.